What's up, y'all? It's your boy P-Lot, aka the Brick Slinger. And guess what? Your boy got something to say. Usually I'll talk about something that's been going on these internet streets. But today I just want to do a little venting. Speak from the heart. Speak my mind. But I'm not going to wild out. I'm not going to be on a rant type of situation where I'm just talking outside of my neck or whatever. But that's just something that's been rocking in my heart. I'll say in my spirit as well. Throughout my lifetime of being in conversations, no matter how big or small the subject is, I always notice there's always one thing that seems to be the big thing. And that is folks having the audacity to interrupt somebody in the midst of their time of talk. Like, I got a major history of folks doing such things to me. And every now and then, I let it slide. However, I don't let it slide all the time. Not on all conversations. There's always been plenty of times when I'm like, can I finish? Can I at least speak my piece? And the sad part is not everybody wants to hear what you really have to say, because the minute they hear what they don't like, they don't have time to deal with you explaining what you just said, because they automatically do not want to hear. They heard what they want to hear. They heard it from the duration of the time that they can handle. They're not ready to just be like, okay, you said this. Here's my question. They don't got time to ask you all this stuff. It's like if you don't answer their question, or you don't answer them in the way that they want you to answer it, they have an issue with it. Many people have done stuff like that and then get upset when the reaction to them interrupting you is repulsive. And it's like, dude, you keep interrupting me. What you expect me to do? It becomes more ridiculous every time a person do such a thing and then play the victim when someone is like, look, can you please stop doing such a thing? Like, does it make sense to anybody to interrupt somebody and then expect that person to be cool with you interrupting them? Now, biblically, you may say, well, a fool is wise in their own eyes, which is true. That's Proverbs for you. You can even say, don't correct the fool, because if you do such a thing, especially if you try to correct the fool with their folly, you'll end up doing exactly what that fool did, which is also Proverbs. But one thing I've learned, according to the book of James, is to slowly speak and be quick to listen. Be slow to anger. Because Paul made it clear, be angry, but sin not. Be angry and sin not. Why go through this? Why spend a day filled with rage and then all of a sudden you got an action to go along with it? And then you and I both know, for every action there is a reaction. So when it comes to communication, I'm very selective of the things I talk about, I'm pretty much, I believe, am selective of who I talk to. Because not everybody is going to fully understand or let you really speak your piece all the way. One thing I provide on this channel is an opportunity for folks to just hear me out and leave room for those to challenge that. Also, those that challenge it makes it even more ridiculous because they don't really challenge your stuff. They pretty much crucify it. And you want to know the ones that challenges, the ones that I respond to. The ones that crucify it, well, let's put it like this. You don't see they post. You don't see they comment. And what I mean by crucifying it, basically just being disrespectful. Being disrespectful. Because I guarantee you, if they the type of people that can go on a comment and be disrespectful, they definitely in real life will be willing to, once again, interrupt you. There's no accomplishment in interrupting anybody just because you don't like what they say or you don't understand what they're saying. So why not interrupt them? Want to know why? Because it's not, first of all, it's not your turn to talk. And somebody's probably going to look at this and be like, well, you don't need to be in any type of conversations because you're going to be interrupted. So, if anything, there's going to be interruption. But I guarantee you, the person that does the interruption will hate if you interrupt them. So there's the hypocrisy in that particular statement. Folks are going to be interrupted. Okay, cool. So when it's my turn to interrupt somebody, don't nobody say nothing. Because if you can't stop the person to interrupt me, don't get mad when I interrupt that person in return. That's found fair to me. But you know something? There's no such thing as fair when it comes to conversations or debates or arguments. Nope. And one thing about me is that if I get interrupted, either I'm going to respond in anger or I'm going to walk away. And it's that important. It's very important to do such a thing, to just walk away. Why? Because why stay around and entertain a fool when you can walk away and be wise? Why stay in a room to entertain a fool when you can walk away and be wise? And I think wisdom needs to be displayed on every conversation that needs to be displayed. No matter what topic it is. You're not whack or weak for walking away. The thing of it is, sometimes it's easier to just respond out of anger, which means be emotional, than it is to be walking away so that your expression does not be taken as something else. If that person feels so, if that person that loves to interrupt you feel like they need to be heard more than you, then do something that ain't never been done before. Let them speak. Let them speak their piece. Cause they feel like they can own the flow. They can own the conversation. Let them feel that way. Because a wise person doesn't have to be foolish. Can be, but don't have to. It's best to be wise and just be like, you know what? Since you feel like what you got to say is important, go say what you have to say. It's wise for a person to be like, you know what? You seem like you don't wanna hear me out. You don't wanna listen. So I'm just gonna call it a day. I guarantee you, a foolish person will hate that because a fool wants an audience. A fool wants an audience. A fool wants attention. A wise person don't have to do all that foolish stuff. That's why Jesus is so dope. Because he never had to do nothing foolish. People wanted what he had to offer. That's why I can't rock with this whole thing about Jesus rode with sinners, hung out with sinners. He hung with sinners. No, they rode with him. They followed him. They hung out with him. And that's why I always say, everybody needs Jesus. It's not even a cliche statement. It's facts. Not everybody wants them. That don't mean that now everybody needs them. Because at the end of the day, either you wise or you a fool. Either you righteous or you wicked. That's why I love the book of Proverbs. If you never read it, read it. But my thing is this, man. At the end of the day, the most annoying thing the person can ever do to another person is interrupt them in the midst of a conversation. The most annoying thing to do is interrupt somebody in the middle of a speech. And the most hypocritical thing to do is get mad when you interrupt somebody, the most hypocritical thing to do is to get mad at a person that interrupts you when you got done interrupting them more than once. Or don't even have the audacity to be like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, I'm sorry to cut you off. If you can't respect the person that you talking to or having a conversation with or even having a debate with, if you can't respect that person enough to be like, look, I'm sorry to be doing it. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to do this to you. But, or however, then don't get mad when that grace is not being given to you at all. Keep that same energy when somebody do the same to you. Otherwise, you get what you give. But that's just me. If you like what you heard, there's a like button. If you dislike what you heard, there's a dislike button. Comment, give me your 2 cents. Let me know what's in your heart. And you can disagree, but as long as you're not disrespectful, you're all right with me. Subscribe, share this video. Let's continue this conversation. Until then, it's your boy P Light, aka the Brick Slinger. And as always, continue to sharpen one another. Support the kingdom. Take care, and God bless. Laborers